Let's see here now. Third party, a gobot, and something that resembles a toy I had in my childhood. What other boxes will this tick off? Action Toys, Machine Robo, Revenge of Kronos, Blue Jet. Today on Guerrilla Reviews. Now, for those who are very curious as to what's going on here, as to how and why and all this, well, basically it boils down to big business, logistics, legal BS, and finding a very unique workaround. Now, Machine Robo, known as GoBots in the US, was originally put out by Bandai, which was part of Tonka. Tonka was then purchased by Hasbro, which was in direct competition with Bandai, but because they also used Machine Robo Ratchet for one of their toys during the movie Prime, kind of put everyone in a bind and Bandai to put out Machine Robo for quite some time. See how well that works out another 5 years. Anyway, Action Toys managed to find a very interesting loophole in that Machine Robo had a movie called Revenge of Kronos, and just happened to have enough of the original Machine Robo characters, which ironically is enough of the original cast of the GoBots characters, to be able to produce toys for them. And yes, if that's giving you a headache, you're not the only one. Of course, I had a headache earlier today anyway, so that's its own thing. On to the toy itself. Blue Jet here was known as Fightor in the GoBots series. And I had a Fightor as a kid. But the wings, as you'll find with many of the vintage GoBots, snapped off because children play with their toys. It's very rare to find a Fightor that is complete, that doesn't have the wings completely broken off, which is why I'm very happy to see this toy. Because not only does it have very nice wings that looks like they're not going to break anytime soon, it's of a character that I actually liked. Of course, I can't remember too much about the character other than the fact that he looked cool, but considering that we even get this at all, I'll take what I can get. Anyway, let's open up this package box. Here's see what we're working with. Come on now. Okay. Here we have our instructions with some amendments to the instructions themselves. Handy. We have Blue Jet, the nose cone, so it looks like parts trimming will be involved. Not that big a surprise. Swords and the finding feature for the Action Toys, if I can ever get them out, the stand. Here we go. There we are. That should help. Here we go. It is modular, it is impressive, and you can join them together to create action scenes, if you so choose. Or you can use this as a display piece, if that is your option as well. We'll get into this a little later. And here we have, again, Blue Jet with the guessing those are the hip mount pieces so that he can attach to the stand properly. Yippee skippy. Now getting to the base itself, we see that yes, it does make a very nice little chain base. You can add more. The more you collect, the bigger base you can have. You can add the components of one base onto another, and you can have it, well, something that makes relative sense. Not necessarily unlimited options, because some of these holes, while they should work, don't exactly do what you would expect sometimes, or you run into spatial difficulties. But if you are so inclined, you can find some options. And these are on a nice ratchet, You connect the adapter ports to here, and then you could have your figure, in this case my blue jet, either in jet mode flying or in robot mode jumping up and slashing at things, which is definitely a possibility. The choice is yours, if that excites you. Now, since we have this figure just out of the box, I think we'll start with the robot mode. First, we do see some impressive details there. Yes, it's basically a very advanced version of a very small die-cast toy done in plastic. Well, there is some die-cast in there, so that's something. We also see his very fine shades going on there. Okay, and so I get the sword real quick. There we are. Okay, they should just go like that. Remember when Transformers used to have hands like this? It was nice, wasn't it? Too bad we had to go through all the movies to get it. Okay, alright, we have his swords in his hands. So, if you have any sword fighting poses that you prefer to have your figures in, you can definitely do that. Now, let's see here. Pretty sure that there's a way to store these on. Okay, so let's see here now. As for storage of these swords themselves, you actually need the cockpit. And split. Oh. I'm not exactly going to help this sound there. Okay, anyway. Slide these in. I think. Okay, there we go. Seriously? Well, I'm not going to force these things in. Seems to do just fine on their own. Let's see here. Sorry for going to the instructions, but, well. I did just get this toy out of the box and I don't want to destroy it completely, so that's what we're gonna. In order to do that, I kind of have to work with what I have. I'm just going to pause this for a second and then go from there. Okay, so apparently you just take these ports, plug it into these tabs on the side armor there. And that looks just ridiculous. Granted, it always going to look ridiculous. Because robots and swords, while they look cool, is extremely impractical. But that's what you got. Oh boy. Okay, now attaching him to the stand here. You just, from the looks of it, you find a way to attach this to his behind. Should be simple. Should be. Come on up. Here we go again. One moment. Okay, when you have the right adapter, then just tabs right in there. Then you have that, and then you can have him eventually doing something cool. There. Let's see what I can do with this. Okay. Okay, the tabards kind of get in the way here, but I may need to add a little more polish to that bit, to that connector here. Did that make any improvement? Okay, it does. Cool. Heft kind of negates that, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, you can definitely do that. To a degree. Okay, so final point for robot mode. Let's get into articulation here. So you're in a ball jointed head. So you're in a ball jointed and a hinge joint for the shoulder. Bicep swivel. Bicep ball joint and hinge joint for the elbow. Ball jointed wrist there. Nice. Waist swivel? No waist swivel. Tweak the transformation. That might explain a couple of things. Wait. Oh, hey. Take that part off, and you got yourself a waist swivel. Amazing. Okay. Stem ball joint for the hips, mushroom peg, thigh swivel, soft ratcheted knee joint, about that far. And a stemmed ball joint for the foot. So, you definitely have some options there. Granted, you might be somewhat limited depending on how well your stand wants to behave, but you definitely have plenty of options. And before anybody says it, it's actually in the instructions that you have to fold these up for transformation, so that back flap is supposed to be down. Okay? Okay, moving on to transformation, we'll fold up this, lock that in, twist these around like that, peg those into his sides. There are little tabs there, right there. Okay, yeah, right there. Okay, then we fold the feet up. Okay, and those, do those tab in? Yes, okay, cool. Okay, then swing these parts out. Then, let's see here. Lay those down. Okay, and they kind of go together anyway, so you gotta be very careful. Tab in the legs. Get those two tabs right in there. Right in there. Alternately, you could tab these together, then fold them in, because there is a crotch joint, a peg that they go into. Fold out these wings. Fold. There we go. Those just go there. Yeah, those go there. Okay. That and that. Okay. I see. So these slots go into these tabs here. Very impressive. Okay, let's see. Like that, and sorry, my hands are getting stuck on the instructions here. Okay, make sure that's pegged in. Okay, there we are. Your hands are supposed to be like that. If you can get them there to this point. Okay, there we go. So they're just hanging out. Yeah, those are just hanging out. Alright. We have what would be the normal nose cone for Phytor, but again, we have that additional one for anime accuracy. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay, and then eventually you'll be able to finagle this thing on there. Then you take the swords again, for some reason, and you attach them to the jet mode. No. Okay, so very important, they don't go under the feet. At least not that way. Otherwise you will potentially break them, which is not something you want to do with something that costs, well, depending on what you pay for it. Okay, and there we go. Blue jet, jet mode. Why they call it blue jet when it is clearly red, I will never know. Okay, time to return to the stand here, and let's see. So it should just attach like this, right? Okay, there we go. On there, solid. Solid is going to be anyway. Then, oh, certainly more solid than the base for this thing. Okay, there we go, and there we go. Flying. Yay. Okay, now as for my final thoughts. Okay, so that's a thing that can happen, but I guess it keeps things from getting destroyed. Okay. A little weird there, but oh right. About this one. Same thing. Okay. Look, now this is obviously a collector's line, so if you're already into the gobots, or you're just curious about this, you're already fully invested into this. Into Action Toys as a whole. But for those of you who are just curious about this particular figure, there are some obvious quirks to it, one of which I just found out now, but otherwise it is a nice figure, a nice display piece, and something you could thoroughly enjoy if you are so inclined. Would I recommend this figure? Yes. With the caveat of you're either a Gobot fan, like, or you just like strange robots, period. If you didn't, you probably wouldn't be watching this show in the first place. But, there you go. I am the Deceptiwolf. This has been Action Toys, Machine Robo, Revenge of Kronos, Blue Jet, and again I remind you all, free your mind, free your toys.